Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Jay with Faith Evolved, where I talk about all things spiritual, metaphysical, philosophical, and mental health. And today we're going to be talking about funerals and death. But no, seriously, this is going to be the topic. And going forward, I'm going to be probably doing a lot of more short videos, probably under 10 minutes. I feel like I've kind of run out of ideas to prep ahead of time, and major topics that sometimes take a day or two to prep, put notes down, research, and just edit and put together and upload to my channel. So I think what I'm be doing is more spontaneous, videos like this. Like, I literally came up with this idea less than a half an hour ago, and this is actually take two of the video because I felt like the first video was not quite very succinct as I like it to be. So I'm gonna head outside here. It's a beautiful but chilly day here in Virginia Beach, May 20th, which is about 5 days from my brother's wedding. Looking forward to visiting him and my family up north in Massachusetts. But yeah, I'm gonna be working on being more spontaneous, more, flow of consciousness, and, just whatever inspires me at the moment versus feeling the pressure of having to record something ahead of time based on a topic, that might take me a while to do. And I do have some of those coming up. I do want to do a comparison between concepts and ideas in the Urantia book and A Course in Miracles. That's a big one that I've wanted to do for a long time, as well as, concepts in Star Trek that seem almost obviously taken from the Urantia book, with no proof, of course. So anyways, what I want to talk about today is don't come to my funeral when I die. If you have something more important to do that day that's even just more fun, or a chore you have to do, something that you otherwise would feel a conflict about, feel guilty that you have to show up because it's some kind of social obligation or whatever, don't come. And why do I say that? Well, let me give you a little backstory on this. Throughout most of my life, especially, I think because I grew up in a Christian home, social obligations were very important. If you had to be somewhere, like if there was like a PTA or something like that, or you're supposed to go to that. If you have a son's soccer game or football game, you got to go to that. If your daughter has dance recital or some kind of like show coming up, you're supposed to go to that. Now, most of the time you want to do that. It's your own kids and you're excited to do that. But then there's other things that you're supposed to do, like vote. You're supposed to, I don't know, just whatever the case may be in society, go register for, some local community thing, or, go volunteer. There's so many different things that you're supposed to do as a, civilized adult in society. And it's all well and good if you feel the need to do that. But what I have a hard time with is when someone else pushes their idea of social obligation onto you. Something that they voluntarily want to do, that they felt that is good, that has served them and their community, they feel like you should do that as well. Now, it's good intentions. They want to share that with you. They want you to feel what they felt when they were volunteering or otherwise doing good deeds for society. But to push that off on somebody else, and they don't have that idea organically in their mind, it wasn't inspired, they weren't inspired to do that. They didn't feel led to do that. What's going to happen is they're going to feel guilty, if they allow it, that they're not feeling the same way you are. And that was one of the biggest things I struggle with most of my life. I mean, me and my ex are friends, so I can talk about this, but there was many times where, she would have plans or ideas or something she was excited about, and she wanted to share it with me, and I didn't share the excitement. And I felt guilty about that for some stupid reason. I mean, it sounds stupid now because, I know better, but back then I didn't know better, So all that to say, I think it was, about a week and a half ago, my aunt's mom had passed away. And I had met her a few times, but I didn't really have a relationship with her. And then, she had passed away. She had lived a really good, long life. She was a believer, and so I know for a fact that my family knows that she's in a better place. I know she's in a better place. She's happier than any of us are, But the same day that I think it was a celebration of life or a service was being held for her, was band practice, and I had a show with my band Adolis. Our very first show. So I wanted to be prepared for that show and show up to that practice and just discuss, things that we're doing with the band or whatever. But at the same exact time was that celebration of life or service for my aunt's mom. So I felt conflicted. And then just this kind of weird thought came up in my mind, like, wait a second, what would she want? if, you know, she's up in heaven and having, you know, enjoying her time, where she wants, you know, some people still on earth to feel bad that they're not showing up to her celebration of life or funeral. She's not even going to be here. She's not going to be sitting in the pews, you know, in ghost form, enjoying the service. I mean, maybe she's aware of it, but I don't know. But I know for myself, I was conflicted, and it was kind of small, but at the same time big, because I do care about what other people think of me still. I don't want to show disrespect. You know, I do care about people, and I didn't, you know, decide, you know, and I eventually did decide that I'm going to go to band practice instead, because that was, for me, going to make me happy and feel prepared for the show. And I think if it was me, and somebody had to choose between going to a baseball game, or, you know, even hanging out with friends, or, you know, going on a trip, like a road trip or something, or, you know, even just, you know, their favorite team was going to be, you know, playing on TV or something, like, and they felt conflicted. They had to give up that to do some social obligation so that they look good to everybody else around them. But for them themselves, they know that that person's in a better place, or they didn't really know them, and they don't feel like going to a place that makes them feel like, you know, down, and, you know, like puts them in a certain mood, a negative energy, or whatever you want to call it. Like they don't want to go to a place that's going to bring their vibration down or something, or otherwise make them feel, you know, less happy than they are. Then why should they? Why should they feel obligated? So I'm going to put everybody on notice that no one is, you know, allowed to come to my funeral, celebration of life, whatever the case is, if it's going to make them feel guilty, if they have to feel like they have to sacrifice something that otherwise we're going to do that would have made them happy. So that way I'm not a hypocrite, but at the same time, I really do feel like this. Like, I really do feel like I don't want people to waste time over a dead body. You know, that soul has moved on. That soul is having much more fun than any of us put together right now. You know? And I think that if I was in heaven, I would have the same thoughts. I would say, you know what? Do what you're going to do. You don't have to come. Only come if you absolutely want to, and you feel it's going to raise your vibration. It's going to make you feel closer to your higher self, or God, you know, whatever the case may be, source. Like, it's going to otherwise raise your vibration. Don't show up. You have better things to do than to, you know, walk over to my dead body, which you probably won't even be there. It's probably going to be cremated anyway, because it's going to save real estate. Yeah, that's right. It's going to save... like, I mean, I know I don't think like much people, but I just think, like, you know, there's funerals and coffins and, you know, all the stuff that they do to prepare the corpse, and, you know, for everybody to view it, and, you know, and then the waste of space to put bodies in the ground, and that's real estate. That's, you know, that's land you could build houses on for people to live, or farms. You know, you can put gardens, or, you know, raise cattle or something. I mean, it's a waste of space. We have so many, you know, graveyards everywhere. I just think it's such a waste. You know, don't waste time on a dead body, folks. That's how I feel, but I'm not going to push that onto you, because that's how I feel. And if you feel the same way, great. If not, you know, I'd like to hear otherwise in the comments. But thank you for obliging me today. It's not obligatory, but, and it's definitely not a social obligation, but appreciate it. Please like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hit the notification bell so you get notified anytime I release any new videos. And of course, share this on social media if you feel like any way this has resonated with you and you want to share, you know, the strange ideas and topics they come up with. All right, guys, God bless.